Hey, how you doing? How you holding up? It's coronavirus day. I'm not sure, but lots going on, and I know a lot of guys are in different situations, different parts of the world, and so it's a sensitive thing to talk about right now. But I want to try to go into things that you can be doing right now, things you can be thinking right now, and decisions you can be making right now that might help you. And I think it boils down to being honest with yourself. I've seen a lot of guys, okay, who are very dishonest with themselves. And this is not a time for that. This is a time to reevaluate and to cut things out and to make tough decisions. You know, you guys know that one of my main concepts is the concept of being unblackmailable, right? So why do you want to be unblackmailable? Is it fucking minimalism? Is it some kind of design, you know? No, man. This is a fucking deep concept. It's because, like, you can't be screwed over in times like this. Right? When times are good, like, you can have all kinds of risk all over the place. But when times get hard, man, you got to have thought it out in advance. You got to really plan it out, you know. And I think just going to go through a few things I think guys are being very dishonest with themselves about. You know, like just one thing is like being social is important. You know, this whole idea of like being an incel or being alone, or, you know, women are, you know, avoiding all women. This is basically insanity, you know. Human beings are social, and half the world is female. More than half, because they live longer. And being social is, you know, statistically, like, you know, as far as health, it's more important to be social when you're older than it is to eat good food or exercise. Think about that for a second. Just fucking think about that. That's heavy, man. You know, being social, having friends, man, it's important. You know, we did the summit and we got it done. It was kind of just as things were coming down. You know, it was like, looking back, it was kind of perfect timing, you know, because the summit happened, and, you know, a lot of people came here before there was any kind of lockdowns. People were flying from all over the world, and they were getting here, and then there was kind of like new decrees coming down, like as days went by. In retrospect, you can look at it and say, you know, like, wow, it's kind of like almost like it was meant to be. You know, that's like kind of like how I look at it. Like, whoa, you know. And there was a lot of good things that happened in the summit. A lot of good things, man. And I think one of it is like, you know, getting guys kind of juiced up before the lockdown. You know, before you couldn't get together, you know. It's like, man, people need to get together, man. It is an essential part of your fucking mental health. And this is another one right here. You know, it's like seeing the sun. Seeing the sun is no joke. Seeing the sun is essential. You need to look at the sun. Not look directly at the sun, but you need to see the sunlight. We human beings evolved on this planet out in the sun. There was no rooms, there was no computers. We were outside. And anything that we evolved on and we survived, those are the things we need now. It's not that the other things are bad. It's that we evolved in an environment of these things. If that makes any sense. Don't want to go into too much depth on that. But, because I know there's some religious guys who don't believe in evolution. But anyway, this is our planet, man. You know, this is where we live. And one of the things I see is, I've seen this a lot, man, and it ain't women, it's men too, is really living in fear. And I want to talk about the specifics, okay? Because it's easy to say spreading fear and living in fear. And if I don't give specifics, it's just bullshit, basically. It's just like, hey, let me just fucking lay down some bullshit as if I have some wisdom. I want to talk about specifics. Okay. The reason why, one of the main things you need to do with your life, if you want to make a better life, you need to set it up structurally so that you don't have to think a lot. Okay? So that most things in life you can just do in a good way without thinking. The reason why that's so important is because you have limited energy. You have limited energy. And you need to manage that energy. So if you have a life that is structurally set up good, then it's easy for you, because 90% of the stuff that you do, or let's say 96% of the things you do in life, are easy. You fucking look in your fridge, fucking good food, right? You look around at your friends, good people. Good people you can trust, right? Your debt, you got no debt or very little debt. Because even though you can afford it, you didn't do it, okay? It's a structural situation. So every month, you're not getting a lot of bills where if you don't pay them, disaster, right? That's a structural type thing. Every day you wake up, you look in your house, there's not crap food where you just like have to use your willpower to fight against it. No, man, none of that shit. You look in your fridge, vegetables, very healthy carbs like yams, beets, and fruits, some fruits, right? And very, very healthy stuff only. Beans, you just look in there, that's all you got. That's all you got, right? So structurally, your life is set up right. Now, if you want to have some junk food, okay, I'm not saying you shouldn't eat any junk food, but I'm saying like, don't have it in the house. You want that as an outside thing. So you want to get some ice cream, you go out and buy yourself an ice cream. You eat that ice cream, you enjoy that. But when you come back home, there's nothing in the freezer. I never have ice cream in the freezer because I know that nobody has the self-discipline to not eat ice cream if you love ice cream. If it's all over the fucking place in your freezer, you're going to just keep eating it and keep eating it. So what you need to do is structurally set up your life right. See, it's not about digging down and discipline. That is what I'm going to talk about later. But you want most of your life to be set up so that it's easy to do the right thing. Okay? Very important. Very important. And same when you look in your garage. That's why you don't want a lot of crap in your house. That's why you want clothes that you wear. That's why you want to throw away clothes you don't wear. If you haven't worn some for 6 months, throw it away. Get it out of there. Get it out of your fucking house. You look in your closet. It's stuff that you want to wear. Shoes, if you haven't worn them in a long time, garbage. In the fucking garbage. Gone. Okay? Next thing, friends. Friends. What is a fucking friend, right? Who can you trust? If you got people around you can't trust, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? I heard somebody the other day, okay? And this is specific, because, hey, we're talking specifics here. And they were saying that the water is going to be turned off. The water, okay? So you got to have water in your house. But the interesting thing about this is they didn't go to the store and buy water and put it in our house. Because water is very cheap, right? Especially with the dollar store. You're going to get a bunch of water. And say, hey, look, I think you guys need water. I got you guys some water. Just throw it in there. Just don't throw it away. You might need it sometime. Cost me $10. There it is right there. Just in case you need it, right? But that's not what the person did. No, the person did. They said, hey, over and over is that the water system is going to collapse. The water workers are going to get coronavirus, and the water is going to stop working, and total calamity is coming. Because when the water stops, that's really, water is the fundamental thing humans need. Food is one thing, but you can go without food for a hell of a long time if you have to. Like, really unbelievable long time. But you can't go without water. And so what this person was saying is that the water system is going to collapse. But they didn't do anything about it. Just over and over and over and over, saying the water system is going to collapse and trying to get us to agree to that, but doing nothing about it. See, this is what I call spreading fear. Okay, this is spreading fear, because in the definition is, I said I was going to get into the specifics. The definition is that you are talking about essentially death. Okay, death is coming, but doing nothing about it. Okay, doing nothing about it, but death is coming, death is coming, death is coming. This is spreading fear. This is the definition I'm talking about of spreading fear. Okay, and I want you to look around your life about how you are acting and what you are saying to other people. It's time to be fucking honest. Okay? This is a time for extreme self-honesty. There's a great book called Radical Honesty. I read it many times. It's not that it's the best book in the world. It doesn't have all the solutions, but it's a pretty good concept. And radical honesty is where you get started. It's not about radical perfection. Okay? But you need to be honest with yourself. How are you acting? What are you saying to other people? Like, fuck this shit of saying something, forgetting it, pretending like it never happened. No, man. How are you acting? What are you saying? And it's time to be honest. And not just say, hey, man, I've been, because people are saying stuff every day. I've been very careful to make a coronavirus video, to be honest. I wanted to make one like 2-3 weeks ago, but I waited. I waited till I really had something to say. And I think today I really have something to say. And that is, don't spread fear. Don't fucking spread fear. If you have a solution, you fucking do it. And if you are spreading fear, if you have been spreading fear, it's time to get honest with yourself and say, I would have to say what I would do if that was me. What I would say to myself is, I need to start watching myself. What am I saying to people? And what am I covering up? How much self-honesty am I really having with myself? Like, what am I a solution in life, or am I a problem? Is every discussion that happens, am I jumping in and like, I know it all, I'm going to talk forever, I'm going to talk over other people? In times like this, man, here's the thing. One of the most, I guess times like this, health is big, okay? Because if you did the work on your health in advance, okay, when times were good, then it pays off in crisis, okay? My back was completely, I was really messed up recently. And less than 7 weeks ago, I was really a mess. And every day I worked on my back. I went down to the pool. I bought one of those scuba masks that covers your whole face, because I could not swim yet. Because every time I moved my head back, it was extreme pain. But what I could do is I could float in the water. So I got this mask that I could look down, and it's a new type of snorkeling mask. I could just look down, covered my whole face, and I could just lay there and I could float. That was number one. That took weight off my back. And then I could move my arms, just so slightly. get them moving, right? So I'm floating, no weight on my back, and I'm moving, just slightly. And then what happened was I loosened up. And then I just start moving more. Next thing you know, my legs are kind of moving. Now I couldn't use my whole leg, so what I had to do at the time was kind of bend at the knee and then use my thighs. I could move my thighs, and that didn't cause pain in my back. But every time that I had my legs straight, it was pain in my back. But I didn't know when I was gonna have the, what do you call it? Like, it was a limited time window for me, and I took advantage of it. Every day, I woke up in the morning and I went down to the pool and I did what I could do. I floated in the water and I swam for like 3 hours because I needed to get the blood flowing. I needed to get moving. Why? Because I don't know the future. It would have been easy for me to ignore because I was still visible. I had friends trying to get me to go out and eat at 9 at night. But one of the main things with a bad back, when you have a serious back problem, is sleep is really important. You need to rest. And I had a friend, get this, I had a friend with a bad back. And he was trying to get me to go out at night. I could not believe it. I was like, dude, you got a bad back that you have never healed. And I'm thinking, because you're not doing the right fucking things, you know? He knew about what to do right. This guy knows, he's very smart. He knew what to do, but he wasn't doing it. And I'm like, I'm not going to be like that. I am going to do everything I can in the window of opportunity to fix my back because I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know what demands are going to be on me. So I have to fix it now. I have to do it now. And I did. And I'm very, 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 very happy now because I'm allowed to come here. I have some issues with my child I needed to take care of, and I was able to do that. I was able to do the more important things that I needed to do because I took advantage of that window. Now, this is not this podcast is not about being perfect or right. Okay, I'm just telling you the things I did right, and they're very fucking important. Talk about my child, talk about my back. We're talking very important shit, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy that I did the right thing in that window of opportunity and was very honest with myself at that moment. And that's what I'm asking you to do. And I'm also asking you is to be honest with yourself. Where are you doing the wrong thing? Are you hating people for no reason? Are you like, oh yeah, people are like this, and I'm so perfect, blah, 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 blah. And it's not true? And meanwhile, you've got problems like crazy? It's time to get honest with your problems. The one thing that you can do in life is you can change. You can't change other people. That ain't gonna happen. Those birds are pretty cool right there. You can't change other people, but you can change yourself. That's one of the beautiful things, is that you can change yourself. Men, you can make changes in your life that will have lasting impact. And the way that you act right now, people are watching. And this is the window of opportunity for you. I think a crisis like this is a window of opportunity for you to be honest with yourself and make changes. Look around at your life. Look at who you're living with. Look at your roommates. Look at your life. Look at your job. Look at the way you're acting. Look at the way you're talking. Look at your body. Take all your clothes off. Go in the mirror. Look at your body. Just real honestly, look at the things in your life and think, am I doing what I want to do? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing right now? And how can I structurally set up my life so that I don't need to use willpower? There was a great book, and I can't remember the name of it. Fuck, I read it so many times. God, I can maybe put it in the comments. It's a great book, but what the book said, okay, this is a fundamental concept of this book, is that you only have so much energy. Okay, so basically you have like 3 minutes of time every day. I think it was between 8 and 3 minutes, something like that, to use your willpower. Anybody who's read this book, you'll remember. And so what you need to do is what this guy does is in his closet, he realized he was spending a lot of energy every day picking out clothes. And the guy said, he was kind of honest with himself. He's like, I'm not a great dresser. Like, he's like, I'm not like some fashion consultant. I'm not in the fashion, he's just like, every day he would go and he would take a shirt, and then he would see what matches with it, which pants, and which socks, blah, 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 shoes. And then he realized, wait a second, I'm going to do this. I'm going to set up each outfit, okay? He's going to spend some energy. He's going to pick outfits, set them up together so that there's a shirt hanging over with shorts and shoes. And then shirt, short, shoes, or whatever, pants or whatever it was he was wearing. Basically outfits, all set up. Because he realizes, one, he's wasting like say 1 minute or 30 seconds of pure brain energy picking out clothes every day. And he's like, this is a total waste of my focus, my energy. So that he could come in the morning and just put on something without thinking about it. And it looked pretty good. It was the best decision he could make, given the clothes that he had. See, now this is what you want to do. This is what I mean by structural. So you go in your closet, the clothes are picked out, you put them on, you don't have to think, okay? So that you can use your energy to like every day you're going to have a few minutes where you can really use your energy to make decisions. And I think the best ways to think about this is to set up new structures, okay, so that you can have a better life without wasting energy, okay? This is a very, very important concept. Why? Okay, here's why. And this is what I see right now with this coronavirus thing, is that a lot of people think, or they don't think, but basically they don't realize they have limited energy, okay? So what they're doing is going into total panic mode, okay? So they're totally panicking, okay? Just absolutely panicking about the fear, the coronavirus, this and that. Now the problem is that the way your body is made, it can only be in fear for so long. Probably only a few minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes a day. Now if you try, if you don't think about it and you say, oh, I'm just gonna let myself unthinkingly go into total panic mode, what is gonna happen? I'll tell you what's gonna happen. One is you won't be able to stay in panic mode. It's not possible. Okay, so what's gonna happen with that? How's that gonna work out? Here's what's gonna happen, is you're gonna waste your energy in total panic mode with your chicken with your head cut off. I'm not talking about women here, I'm not talking about stupid people, I'm talking about you. You're gonna go into fear, you're gonna waste all your energy, and you're done with your energy. Your energy's gone now. Okay, now what do you do next? You can't keep panicking. Your body starts breaking down, you start having problems, okay? You might have digestive problems, or you might not sleep. These create new problems. Now you have no energy, and you're also sleep deprived, and you have, it's just that you get the concept here. It's like basically more problems. And then to fix these, you need to do more extreme solutions, right? And then you have more problems because these extreme solutions also have negatives, right? Then no extreme solution is without negatives. It's all going to have a negative side. So you get yourself into a spiral that you essentially can't get out of until everything's over. But you are incapacitated during this period. Now, a man needs to be ready. A man needs to be ready. A man is ready. This is my goal, is that you manage your life in a way that you are available to life. See, you've managed it right. So the energy is there. The mindset is there. And you're ready. You're fucking ready for the shit that a man has to handle in his life. Whether it's supporting other people, whether it's, just being ready. Just being like, if you are mentally in a good state, if you've managed your life well, when a crisis comes up, when somebody needs help, when you need to do something difficult, you can do it. Okay? Because of all these things that you've done in advance. The honesty, the structural, setting up your life, and all these things. And you, and the more deeper things, like, you realize, are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution in life? And I'm telling you, and here's the thing, man. If you're part of this problem, okay, now I don't mean you're a worthless human being, okay? I'm not saying that. Okay, this is the thing, see? People get too extreme. They're like, I'm part of the problem. I'm a terrible guy. Fuck myself. Bah, I'm gonna beat myself up. No, this is the opposite. This is the opposite. Is what you're gonna do is you're gonna say, this video is hitting home for me. I am on the wrong path. I need to make changes in my life. That's what you want to do. Start to slow down. Start to get honest. Start to realize that your instincts, the things that you're doing naturally, are not serving you. You don't have the solution yet. You're not going out like a chicken with his head cut off to like solve things now. You're like, okay, I'm going to go out and do these new things. I'm going to go, yeah, right now, yeah, fuck this, I'm going to do it. He's right. No. Peace, man. Peace is when you realize that you're fucking up. That's a time. That's a time to slow down and realize you don't know what to do. Your instincts are not serving you. You're making mistakes. You're driving people away. You're wasting resources. You're causing yourself undue physical problems. High blood pressure, whatever it is. And you don't have the solution. This is a very important step. What most people do when they have a problem is they immediately go into solution mode, but they don't know the solution yet. They haven't taken the time to really understand the situation so that they can really come up with intelligent, long-term, structural solutions that work. Often what happens when people realize they have a problem is they go into beat up the self mode. They go into like telling everybody they were fucking up mode. Like, oh, I was such an idiot, I'm so sorry. And then to other people, this is more problem for them. It's like they have to deal with you, like basically being the center of attention again. Okay? This is not the time to do that. Don't make more problems. Just shut the fuck up for a second. Just shut your mind up for a second. And realize that you're in a bad state. You're on a bad road. You're making mistakes. You're driving people away. You're hurting your health. You're wasting your resources, your financial resources, your mental resources. And it's like time to reconsider. And don't go around beating yourself up. Don't go around telling everybody about your big new decisions. Don't do that. No, man. When you find something out, you got to start to get real peaceful, man. Real peaceful, real fast, and real honest with yourself. Because you don't want to keep doing what you were doing before, just with a new method. Now it's time for new shit. It's time to slow down. It's time to open your eyes. Almost like you don't have a mouth and you don't have a mind. You just have a CCTV camera in your eyes where you're looking at the world. There's total peace inside. You can see the world. You can see people. You can see your life. But there's no emotion. Start to watch. Watch yourself. Watch your surroundings. Take in the data. Take in the data. The solutions are going to come over time. They're not going to come right now. They're not going to come quickly. But it's time to be part of the solution for yourself. Because in the end, man, you hurt yourself the most. I think part of the thing is like, A lot of people, they overestimate how much energy they have. They overestimate how much focus they have. Don't do that. You're a limited, weak human being. We all are. Nobody has superhuman power. But it can look like it, because if you manage your energy, if you manage your focus, if you manage your money, and really importantly, if you can see yourself and stop yourself, and I think really important is friendship. I talk a lot about in Unblackmailable, inside the members area, I talk a lot about friendship, because bad times, good times, you know, how do I put this? When times are good, you don't really need friends. Like when times are good, you can just pay for shit. And you could ignore friends. But when times are bad, this is when, if you've been doing the wrong thing in your life, if you've been part of the problem, instead of part of the solution, people are not going to reach out to help you. People are not going to want to be around you because it's a problem being around you. You're always trying to be the center of attention. You're always trying to take over. You're always like right. You're never listening. You're always, you know what I mean? You're just constantly running around without thinking, you know, and everybody has a bit of this. Okay, we all have a bit of this. But it's time to start to be honest with yourself. You got time right now. This is one thing you have. You might be cooped up, you might be in quarantine, but you got time. Start to be honest with yourself. What have you been seeing lately? What have you been learning lately? How have you been living? Take the time. Now is a good time to do that. And I think also for myself, like yesterday, one realization I had, I went down to there was one beach that was open in San Diego, and Coronado Beach. And me and Rhino went down there, and it was totally legal, totally cool. The beach was open. We weren't breaking any kind of rules, you know. We were just sitting there. We went out in the water, took the wetsuits, we went out body surfing, and the waves were small, but it was like we had so much fun. We were in the sun, and we swam and swam and swam, and I was freezing because the water's cold. It was something like 56 or something, 55 degrees, cold, man. And we just swam and we laughed, and it was just like almost like we were like almost like little kids. And then we went on the beach, and at this time of day, things are changing so fast. At that time of day, it was okay to lay on the beach. So we laid on the beach behind the sand dune where there's no wind at all, and we fell asleep, both of us. We just fucking fell asleep. Like, it felt so good. We had laughed, we had swam, we had exercised, and now we're on the beach in the sun, and we just fell asleep, both of us. And woke up, I was worried about a sunburn, but luckily we didn't sleep too long. And we got up, and as we got up, there was a new rule at the beach. We heard them announcing it. It's like, no loitering. I guess what that meant, what they said, is no laying on the beach. You could walk on the beach, you could swim in the water, but you could not loiter. And so we got that in just before it became illegal, right? And so we're following the rules. We are doing the things that it's such a fine line being a man who thinks for himself. It's such a fine line, because at some point, I mean, let's face it, you don't get coronavirus laying on the beach by yourself. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I understand that. But at the same time, we live in a social world where other people are in fear, right? You have to realize it's not just you. If it was just me in the world, I would just lay on the beach. Let's say there was a virus that spread from animals or whatever, and there was no animals on the beach. I would just go lay on the beach. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry about it. The problem is it's like there's other people, and they think that they are, yeah. So you want to think for yourself, and you also want to respect the fact that everybody's not doing too well right now. People are not doing too well mentally. And this is part of the reason why I made this video. Is because I saw it myself yesterday when I was on the beach. I realized, hey man, I realized kind of like that I was not in a good mental state in the morning. And I was like, wow, I'm in a much better mental state. And right now, I tell you, I'm in a great mental state. And it was, I think a lot of it was, we got home last night, we made some very good food. Now, we didn't waste a bunch of money. There was some chicken. Timmy had left some chicken. Timmy Kramer left some chicken, which was very nice of him. And we thawed that out, and we ate it, and it was fantastic. And we cooked it really lightly, you know. We made a bunch of, we had made some bean soup, some very smart stuff, you know. Very healthy, very cheap, very smart. And we had a little bit of chocolate milk, very low sugar. You know, it was just like very all smart things. And then we sat down and watched a surfing video, got about halfway through. I said, you know what, I feel like I'm ready to go to sleep. And he's like, yeah, you know, that's a good idea. Went to sleep early, woke up, just got up, had a nice sleep. I feel myself in a very good mental state. And one other thing I want to say is like that times change. This isn't going to last forever. And I don't mean that as a motivational thing. I mean really, like something's going to change. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm not sure. But it's not going to be like this forever. The things that you're experiencing right now, they're going to change. But if you waste this opportunity to see yourself, to make changes, you're out of your mind. Because when times are good, you will not be motivated to make changes. Right? Because things are easy, man. You know, it's like thoughtless. You just go through the world. But when times are tough, this is a great time to make changes. It's a great time to be honest with yourself. Where are you in life? How are you acting? Right? How do you feel about that? And what can you do? What can you do? I actually no, like I said, don't do that yet. Take the time. Be honest first. Let it soak in. Let it really soak in. Now, if you were raised in a house where you were shamed, where if you made a mistake, you were a bad person, and you have these kind of like trauma issues, it can be difficult because anytime you're wrong or anytime you were wrong as a kid, you're an idiot. You know, you're just like, it's not about just being wrong. Like in a healthy household, when you're wrong, you're wrong. You know, you can change. In an abusive household, when you're wrong, you're a fucking moron. You're worth nothing. You're no good. So you have to fight against that. You have to say, okay, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay. I can be a good person and I can be completely wrong. I can be spreading fear. I can be ruining people's life even, and I can still be a good person. Accept where you are. Accept where you are in life. And that it's okay. This is the number one step that I want you to do right now. Is accept where you are. Wherever that is I'm telling you right now that you're okay no matter what. You're okay. I don't care what you're doing wrong. Doesn't matter. Literally, you are okay. You are a good man inside. There is a part of you that is very, very pure. Could call it your young self, your little boy, whatever the fuck it is. There's something in you. It's very pure and very good. Remember that. And then go into the man part, which is accepting the very dark things and mistakes you're making right now. The ways you're hurting yourself, the way you're driving people away, the money you're wasting, the dumb, just thoughtless things you're doing to people, and the thoughtless things ways you've been living your life, and the things you've been ignoring. You know, maybe for some guys, you've been trying to make a relationship work, like a marriage, and let's face it, like, you know, I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying like in your situation, like it might be a kind of situation where it's hopeless. Like it's like, this ain't ever gonna get better. The coronavirus thing is going to get better, but relationships, you know, once they turn bad, it's like you got to make a decision, you know. How do you want to live your life for the rest of your life? You're going to be alive for a long time, man. Even if you're 69 years old, man. So start to face the things that are staring you in the face already. Face that shit. Face that shit. Don't make big decisions, okay? Just feel it. That's what I want you to do in this video, is just feel it. Start, if you got a piece of paper, if you got your computer, get your laptop out, get your app out, and just get to Simple Note and just start typing. Start writing. Where are you? What came up from this video? Just start writing. You don't have to ever read it again. You don't have to show it to anybody. You can if you want, but just type. Let yourself free. You're in quarantine, you're at home, you know, you got time. It's a great time to do some introspection. Introspection. Feeling. Being honest. And being ready. Being ready. And the stuff I'm talking about, okay? If you do it right, and if you continue, this is the stuff that can make your life a lot better. And it's the stuff that will not happen any other way. What I'm talking about, there is no other way to do it. You are the only one. Women are not causing your problems. Women cannot improve your life. But you can. You can improve your life. And here's your opportunity right here. Are you going to let it go by? Are you going to go on more mindless living, more damage? Or are you going to start to make decisions that are going to help yourself and make you a better friend and make your life better? Even 10% better. That feels so good. You know, to somebody who couldn't walk, you know, like maybe even like someone who couldn't get out of the house, just coming outside like this is just amazing, you know? It's not about perfection, man. It's about improvement. Because you know the way the world is. Man, you know how it is, right? You know, if you're just eating crappy food and just eat a little bit better food, there's a lot of happiness in that, man. A lot of happiness. If you just cut out one thing that you've been doing that's hurting yourself, it feels so good because you did it. You did it. You know, it's not about having the body like some other guy or just suddenly having the finances or life set up perfectly like some other. It's like there's a real satisfaction in proving something. You know, certain things that I'm not good at, when I improve them, I don't have to be as good as everybody else. But I just know that I improved myself. Like, that fucking feels great. Really. It's an unbelievable feeling that I did it, you know? Like, this was something I wasn't good at. And I got better at it. And I worked on it. And I was honest with myself. So there's a real satisfaction in what I'm talking about. On top of the benefits of all the things you're going to change in your life. So if things come to mind, what I want you to do, start to be honest with yourself. Nobody else really knows you here. Start to post in the comments what you see in yourself. What do you see? What is this brought up for you? What is this brought up for you? I hope it's brought up some good things. All right, guys, wherever you are, I love you, man, and fucking hang in there. Hang in there, bro, and do the things. Don't be like, hang in there, like, use your energy. No. Make smart decisions. Be around smart people. Put these things into action. Yesterday, the sun, the exercise, that changed my life yesterday. So it's not about thinking, it's about action. Okay, so just know that you need people. You need to interact with people. Make that phone call. Make that phone call to somebody. Write those notes. Be honest with yourself. You can't overcome this with thinking. A lot of guys think that they can just think their way out of problems. You need to do combination, right? Feeling, thinking, being honest, taking time, letting it soak in, looking around for solutions, picking one that you're gonna fucking do. You're not gonna fucking just get 20 things and not do them and run around and make more problems. You're gonna stop being part of the problem. And you're your own solution. And you're the only one who can do it. You're the only one. I hope this has been meaningful for you. You guys have a great day.